Stitch
Expressive Stitch.
Collective.
We are expressive and we stitch.
We do stitch.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, how are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I'm doing good. I heard several of you. I feel like romper room. And how are you doing
today? I would say I'm good-ish.
I was going to say, maybe I'm going to retract that and say
I'm good because I'm here in
okay.
the studio and I'm working.
Yes.
It's been like a doozy of a 2026.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Things are happening. Things are going down. And we kind of want to talk a little bit about
how we approach that.
Yes, yes. How we approach it and maybe how we deal with it even.
Mm-hmm.
With our art and crafting and making. If you follow me on Instagram, there's no doubt about how I feel about things. I mean, I really want to keep this open. I just think it's important for no matter what your persuasion is, you should be able to express yourself as long as you can respect other people's expression.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am feeling free to express myself. I'm definitely using my story on my Instagram to, there's just been a lot of stuff going on.
I think we should just come out and say it. We're both very troubled by things that are going on in Minnesota. We're very troubled by things that are going on in multiple places here in the United States. We're very troubled by, it's just politically kind of where we are.
The lack of respect for human life.
Yes.
The lack of taking accountability for actions.
And we started talking today about, the sort of the value of social media in this, and kind of like our responsibilities or not responsibilities of having a social media in sort of like today's climate, where people are using it to express different values, and we both approach it very differently.
We do, yes.
But even though I think aligned very much
aligned
politically,
yes.
Which again shouldn't really be. It's not any kind of secret or anything.
Yeah.
But I approach social media much more like I'm much more guarded and private, and really focus on art. Online, which you do too.
Which is funny because I literally had another social media where I expressed my personal opinion and shared personal things about, in my life. And I started a new account just to have for art. And apparently I just can't help myself.
I don't think there's a wrong. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way. Again, as long as you're, being respectful, you can scroll on through. If you don't like when somebody's expressing,
just if you don't like what I'm saying, just move on. I mean, and I think one of the other differences is some of my stuff I do creatively is maybe more overt or just very direct. With a political message.
Charged.
It is a little more politically charged. Yes.
Yeah, and I am quieter in that respect, even though
Canadian.
I don't know. I mean, I know some Canadians that are very outspoken, for sure.
If I were Canadian, I would be outspoken right now.
I think you mean like the politeness or
the
whatever.
Politeness,
yeah.
I always tease Haley a little bit about her Canadian. She's not Canadian, but her roots are
by
Canadian.
Proxy.
Yeah.
But I think for me is I'm very, and I hope this doesn't come off as an excuse to not be more outspoken about where I personally stand politically, but because I do think there's like something to be said for using your power as a privileged person for good and getting messages out there. But I choose to what's the word I'm trying to look for is like my art is my healing.
Yes.
And I think the best,
don't want to contaminate your safe space.
I don't even know if it's a contamination. I think I'm best suited as a person who makes art. I'm not especially gifted when it comes to the written word. I'm not an especially gifted speaker or somebody that can bring concise thoughts to a platform. I
know you don't feel that's not your comfort zone.
Right. I think I'm best suited. Like I always say, the best thing I can be doing for in a lot of different ways is just keep like making art and trying to inspire people in that respect. And I mean, again, like it doesn't mean I haven't spoken out on social media here and there or like, reposted things. I just don't make it a habit of doing it.
Right.
And actually, this is really interesting. I've had people come up with like comments that are like, you shouldn't be doing this. And you know what I say to those people? Nothing. Block.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah.
You're not invited.
It is a, it's a fine line, because I do think that there is one thing I will say, as overt as I am, and I made the decision to stay on, I'll just be really specific, Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided if I was going to do that, I was going to, really use those platforms to, express very strongly my political feelings,
discord,
and the fact that something's got to give. But I never ever look at the comments. I never go on Facebook.
Yeah,
because I will say, I think Facebook, just in my, family's experience, has been where people tend to get in a little more argumentative.
Feisty. Yeah, it's a little more
and might be where your friends are, as opposed to, especially the account where I'm posting most of this. It's not an account I use personally. I'm expressing my personal opinions. Mm-hmm. I don't have a lot of
But you're talking
friends.
More to peers.
Yes, I'm talking more to peers.
And like strangers.
Yes, and strangers.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and not that I automatically repost to Facebook, so everybody I know is seeing it anyway. Right. But the difference, I guess, is I never see it. Mm-hmm. So
you can't really worry about that.
I really can't, and I don't want to bring myself down.
Yeah, right. And I don't necessarily worry about it either, because as I said, if somebody wants to be, a little more crass than I like on my page, I don't engage. I just shut it down, and I'm just like, nah, you don't
just
really need
There's
to.
no point in engaging.
Right. I mean, so it's interesting. I don't know if we could have gone past another week without sort of like talking about like, how politics kind of are in our art. And you should talk more about how it's in your art, because as I mentioned, I didn't really mention, I mentioned I don't really engage a lot on social media, but I don't, besides being a fiber artist and art being, as they say, sort of political just in nature, being an artist is kind of a statement in itself. I don't have a lot of political statement within my art,
right?
At least overtly, but you do.
Yeah, I do try. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit tongue in cheek, or a little bit, with a wink and a nod, or just a little saying incorporated into, some of my designs and things. And then the project I'm working on right now is really a lot more fact-based and kind of, things that are important to me. How many Native Americans do we have on reservations in our country? So basically, we've gotten rid of all the original brown people, and now we're going around and rounding up the brown people that have come in, just like the rest of us have come in. And I know people will say, oh, but they're here illegally. Well, a long time ago, everybody was illegal. I mean, it just, people are getting detained who are here legally, who are American citizens.
Right.
It's just, there's this basic humanity that I feel that is just lacking. Like, I really, while I am an American and I live in America, and I think of myself as extremely patriotic, which is why I'm so outraged by what's happening. I think of myself as a citizen of the world. Like, we are all on this planet together. And what I do, it's that butterfly effect, right? What I do or you do or somebody else does goes all the way around the world and affects other people, and the same right back, to us. So I don't know. I hope I'm making sense, but I just feel, I was telling Haley, I noticed over the weekend, and then I heard it on the radio as I was coming to the studio today, a lot of people who, not like we have millions of followers, but people who have hundreds of thousands / millions of followers who maybe have like a golf account or a cooking account or something like that,
Yeah.
are diverging from what they're doing and saying, guess what, I'm still that person, I still do that, but what I need to say right now is we need to put humans first.
Yeah,
And,
right. Like this has gone
it's gone far enough.
way too far. Way
yeah.
too far.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and that's one of the reasons why we're also kind of like addressing this topic is, it's gone too far.
And it's just too divisive. I mean, the fact that people are, at the beginning of the conversation, I was hedging a little like, oh, everybody should be able, and they really should be able to express themselves. But I do believe that, but
we can't make those concessions when it's celebrating murder.
No,
and people's
absolutely
lives being
not.
taken. It doesn't matter what happened. The fact that people's
Right.
lives are being stomped out is not. It's just
No.
It's never going to be
beliefs
okay with
should not
me.
affect you in any way, other than how I vote.
Yeah.
That to me is really like you should be able to dance naked under the moon, and I should be able to be covered from head to toe and never go outside at night. And we, I don't know. It's like we should be able to have these opposite type lives and not infringe upon each other.
Right, and not be excited when one is dying.
Because remember, it is a free country.
Yeah.
You're able to record things with your phone. You're able to take pictures. You're able to watch. You're able to speak. You're able to do all of those things, and you should not be
shot.
Executed because you're doing that.
So that's where we're at.
That is where we're at.
Yep.
I hope we can have a more uplifting
Yeah.
conversation next time. But we really did just want to
talk about this and talk about how it's affecting our art, affecting us as people, what kind of messages we are or aren't choosing to put out there. Hopefully.
And can I add one final thing?
Yeah, please.
It is times like this when I feel really, really thankful that I have a practice that for me becomes very meditative and sometimes even spiritual, where I can really spend time thinking or just not thinking.
Right.
And just take a moment to just be still. I feel really lucky to have that. And I feel lucky to have friends like you that understand that and share that. Can I tell them what you told me this weekend when I texted
Oh,
you?
yeah, go ahead.
I texted Haley and she said she was rage crafting.
Rage crafting.
I think you should copyright that.
I think I'm sure I'm not the first person.
I don't know. I love it. It's the first time I've heard it.
Who's put rage crafting
rage
out there.
crafting. I think we need t-shirts. Rage
crafting. It felt
Yeah.
a little rage crafty this weekend, and I know in between rage crafting, it was also donating to ACLU Minnesota and Stand With Minnesota. So there's a couple different resources. There's many different resources out there, but
if you're so inclined.
Yeah. So we'll leave you with that.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.